This video is all about finding a new author to love or multiple authors to love. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddie and I have been so excited for this video, but I'm gonna be trying out new authors. I feel like I've got my favorites. I have Deborah Harkness, Sarah J. Maas, Liz Tom Ford, Chloe Walsh, Jay Kristoff, Frederick Backman. Literally there's so many authors that I really genuinely love, and I read a lot of their books and they're kind of their backlist. But I always want to expand and broaden my taste and try new things, and that's what we're doing in this video. I've been waiting to film this because there are books in this video that I have been dying to read that have just been sitting on my TBR cart. The first book, and I've actually read a little bit this morning, is A Not So Meet Cute. I've never read a Megan Quinn book before, and by the looks of it, she's a very rom-com-y author. Even on her website, I love her little intro. What does it say? Up top it says Megan Quinn, romance, humor, and boob squeezes. You know, we love a little bit of romance and humor, and I actually haven't read a rom-com in a really long time. About 100 pages into this. I'm gonna update soon. I kind of want to formulate some thoughts before I come back and give you them, but it's a good one so far. It's really cute and cheesy and funny, and I'm soaking it up. Let's get into it. Hi, hello. The lighting in here isn't the best. We're dealing with it, okay? A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. I am 53% of the way through. I meant to update yesterday after I filmed the intro, completely forgot and continued reading. So here's a really long-winded explanation of my thoughts and feelings. So we have Huxley and we have Lottie. Lottie recently got fired. She's looking to move out of her parents' house because she's been living with them for a while. So she's like, holy shit, I just got fired. Like, I need a job. Like, I need some money. And her sister and her jokingly say, like, what if you just found like a rich husband, whatever. Then we have Huxley. He works in real estate and he lied to a potential like client that he was married. So he's on the hunt for like a fake wife or fake engagement. I think he lied that he was engaged. Still, whatever. So Huxley and Lottie happen to meet. Like, it's the most meet cute, really unrealistic, but that's okay. One thing that I loved at the beginning of this book, Huxley's POV. I really, really liked him. And even in Lottie's POV, when they like officially met and made the deal, they were like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Like, this sounds great. It's mutually beneficial for both of us. Huxley was flirty. He was fun. He was sweet. You saw a personality. You saw him like be Huxley. And then I'm still 53% of the book and this man flipped a switch. Like, he is an uptight businessman. That's kind of his personality. At the beginning, he was so flirty and fun. I was like, oh my God, I love him. He's gonna be so great. Like, the banter's gonna be good. No, he like completely flipped a switch and he's like, this is a business deal and we can't mix business with pleasure. Like, you can't have any fun. Don't like ask me any questions. Like, and it was just a completely different personality than we got from the beginning, which I am not loving. That's kind of irked me a little bit because I was like, what happened? Like, he was so fun at the beginning and then he just like lost it. He like lost his oomph, you know? So I'm not loving Huxley at the moment. This is really rom-com-y. Things that I'm not enjoying with the plot because they come off a little cringy, and like some of the things that they say, the dialogue isn't my favorite, but I'm having fun. So that's a good sign. I'm still having a lot of fun. Our main female character, Lottie, I do like her a lot. I think she's really witty. She has no filter, like zero, and I love characters like that where they just say what's on their mind. Like, it makes for a fun main character. I actually want to finish this book by tomorrow so that I can start the next book, which I'm so excited for. Before I give you guys another update on A Not So Meet Cute, let's get ready for a date night with my husband. Hair is already done and now I just have to pick out a casual outfit. I went with jeans and a classic flowy white top. But you know what's more important? What's underneath my outfit? Thank you to Parade for sponsoring this video. I decided on the Play Scoop bralette in the color Twilight with the matching high-rise boy shorts. For me, bras have always felt really constricting and uncomfortable. This Scoop bralette has shocked me so much. The quality, so dang stretchy, so dang comfy, and doesn't feel like it's digging in my shoulders or my mid-back like bras usually do. And it has an adjustable strap. I mean, come on, this matching set, how stinking cute. And maybe after dinner, Brock will get a little sneak peek under this outfit to check it out himself. Parade has such a wide range of unique bras and underwear that fit all body types. If you're wanting to get all cute under your outfits and maybe pretend to be a smutty romance character, use my code Madi40 for 40% off site wide, baby. Go get you a comfy bra, comfy underwear from Parade, get yourself dressed all fancy, and honestly go take yourself on a date. You know, we gotta love ourselves. Thank you, Parade, for supplying me with a new bra and underwear set. Now let's go eat some dinner. Update on a Not So Me Cute. I am almost done. I'm gonna try and finish it today. I'm on page 290. I have this much left. I will say, since the last time I updated at like the 50% mark, there's been a lot of smut. At the 50% mark, the smut kind of picked up, but almost every chapter has included it. Not that I don't mind it, because it's actually written very well. I think it suits both of the characters very well, like the way that the smut is written, if that makes sense. So I'm liking that aspect. I am interested to see maybe her other books and how the smut compares, because I feel like it's very, like, our main character Huxley is like very commanding and he's controlling and like very much likes to dominate the situation, which I'm into. But like the other brothers as well, who also have a book in this series, seem the same way. So I don't know like how much the smut would differentiate between books. I'm liking this for what it is. Like, for a rom-com, it's doing its job. Like, it's funny, it's cute, it's witty. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to binge read the rest of this book. I don't know if I can do it in one sitting, but I'm gonna try to do it before I want to cook dinner. I'm making some banana bread and cheesecake thing that Brock really likes, and try to finish this before then. If I don't finish it before then I'll finish it tonight, but I will come back with a final update. We're gonna binge read. Okay, remember earlier I was like, Huxley, he's really closed off, like he's not opening up, he's kind of a dick, like it was kind of a big switch. Well, now we're getting the other Huxley, the like more caring, less business-like Huxley, and I'm really enjoying him. He's definitely, if you guys like acts of service in your book, he's an acts of service kind of guy. Rightfully so, because he's a billionaire, but he keeps doing these like really thoughtful things for like his employees and family and now her. So I'm just starting to like him again, and I'm almost done, so. Okay, I just got to the third act conflict. I actually like this third act conflict. It's like, because I don't like miscommunication, but it's miscommunication with like an assumption put in. A little tiny spoiler about the third act conflict. Huxley and Lottie signed this contract to like an NDA, like, hey, this is a real engagement, like we can't tell anyone that it's fake. But like Huxley does this thing where like he assumes the worst of Lottie in this third act conflict, and then Lottie's like, I would never ever betray you or do that to you. And I really like it because he's groveling like crazy. He's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have assumed. But it is kind of like miscommunication, but like a version of it, because I don't like miscommunication technically. 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. The middle I didn't love as much. Like the beginning I really liked, because I liked when Huxley was really nice, and then I liked when Huxley was really nice at the end. The middle, when he was just like a dick for no reason, like even in his POV he was kind of rude, but then at the end he was like, I was just doing that because I didn't want to like admit my feelings for you. And I was like, but even in your POV you didn't. It just seemed like 2 different Huxleys, like very different. But the way that this one ended, the third act conflict, I really liked. I love it when a man messes up and has to like grovel and like make it up to her. That's about all my thoughts for a romance. For a rom-com, it was great. I'm excited to read the second book. I forgot what it's called. Not So Funny, So Not Meant to Be. Megan Quinn, first book from her, and I enjoyed it. I don't know when I'm gonna read from her again, but I'm glad that I did. So now I know that I like her writing, and we can go from there. I'm gonna pick the second book in this video right now. I'm kind of in the middle of reading 2 historical fictions right now, so I don't want to pick up a third book, but I'll pick it out now and start it in a few days. So you guys, I haven't read a mass market paperback in a really long time, but I am starting Daughter of the Blood. I've never read an Anne Bishop book. I bought this book last summer in one of my book haul videos. I got it for $5 at Hooked on Books here in Colorado Springs. Book 1 of the Black Jewels trilogy, and I actually found all 3 books at that used bookstore. So I'm gonna start this, and I picked it because I saw a reel like a month ago that was like, Sarah J. Maas apparently like loves Anne Bishop and takes a lot of inspiration from Anne Bishop. This is what I saw from a reel. Don't fact check me, but this is what the reel was talking about. And apparently a lot of the things that happen in this series happened in Throne of Glass or A Court of Thorns and Roses. So because I like those, I feel like I'll like this, but I don't know how I'll like her writing style. So we're gonna try Anne Bishop's book. I'm really excited, but I don't like mass market paperback. So if you guys could smell this, it smells like dusty, old, metallic, like shelves. Like kind of metally. Oh my god, it smells so good. 1998, oh, the year I was born. Now I just have to decide where I want to put this. I feel like it fits really well with like these kinds of romances. Like it kind of reminds me a little bit of The Hating Game, or like, oh, I don't even have that book. I was gonna say The Kiss Quotient, but I don't think I own that one. I've just read it. So I think I'm gonna put it right there. But when I do read more of her books, I will put it with like one of these, like multiple books, you know, romance series. But I think I'm gonna fit it right there. I'm about to start. I'm a little nervous. Woo! I feel like it's not obviously my typical, but Brock said it earlier. I feel like I'll just be able to give it a little bit and then get into it. So we're gonna start. Brock's gonna read it too.
Let's go. Ooh, here we go. Like a video, home video.
Alright, let me give him a update.
Give him a pup date.
A quick update. I'm on page 30, chapter 2. So I read the prologue and the first chapter. I'm taking some notes because, you guys, this book was published when I was born, so 1998, and there are so many similarities to Sarah J. Maas. Literally took some things from this book and used them. So on page, there's definitely more before this, but I started taking notes on page 22. There's a high priestess. Okay, high priestess and priests are in this book. That's number 1, but there's a high priestess named Prithian in this book, spelled the same way. Then later on page 22, there's a mountain range where the character that we're in the POV of, his name is Lucivar. Yeah, Lucivar. He's very Cassian-ish so far, like just his energy and attitude. And the Askavi Mountains, where the Irian warriors are from, and Lucivar is an Irian warrior. Not an Illyrian warrior, but an Irian warrior from the Askavi Mountains, and he misses his home so much. He hasn't been there in centuries. I'm liking it, but the writing style is definitely weird. Like, it's not my typical writing style. Like, I've had to reread some sentences a few times just to be like, wait, I'm gonna ask a question, but I know you guys can't answer it. So the women are in charge in this world. Like, the men are enslaved to the women. The men are like at the women's beck and call. And there's this thing called the Ring of Obedience, but it's not like a ring on your finger, I don't think. Because they keep saying gold circle around his organ. And they said that twice. Is that his wiener? Is that what that is? I stopped the subscription on. I just think now I'm getting more and more and more. I don't know what's going on. I stopped my subscription like 2 months ago, and it just keeps coming. So another t-shirt. I get a t-shirt in each one. This one says, Roped into Romance. A journal. A Darkly Reader's book journal. Cute. Oh my god, I love that. Shadow Singer book tin. Shadow Singer. Now, how? Oh, cute. Oh, cute. I love these. I already have one of these, but a different design. Little felt. I'm definitely gonna take one of these on my trip because I'm going to Knoxville like 2 weeks, and I'll probably bring one physical book and then my Kindle. So, oh, page light. Who is that? Who is that? Is that who wears pink? Is that from Wild Love? I don't know who that is, but let's see if it matches the book. Usually it matches whatever the book is. Wild Love? Oh my god, I guessed that. I guessed that. I only guessed it because literally the only character to have like pink nails and a pink dress would be from Wild Love. I don't even remember her name. I didn't even like Wild Love that much, but now that I have a special edition. Oh my god, what does it say? Rosie and Ford. Duh, that's their name. Wait, I got two of the same page layout. Okay, they put this one in there as well. Cute. Let's see. Yep, usually the covers are reversible. Oh my god, this is the prettiest. Oh my god, that's beautiful. If you guys don't know, I'm big on like saturated things. Like I love pinks and oranges and purples, and oh my god, it's so pretty. This is the dust jacket. And usually the dust jackets are reversible. So here's the other side. Cute. Elsie, you're literally perfect. Fun. I don't know, that might be my last bookish box because again, I canceled it, but I just keep getting them, so I might be like catching up. I know they're usually a few months behind on orders, so I don't know where I last updated, but I will say it's good. It's a little okay. So our main character, let me start over. The main character, the chosen one, the witch is what they call it, not the witch, but like witch, 7 years old right now. And I hope that there's a time jump or something because I think Damon is our main love interest. But then there's Satan, and Satan is going to, I'm guessing, like what I'm assuming that's where this is going, is he's gonna raise our main character Janelle. I'm gonna say Janelle, I think I'm saying that wrong, but Janelle, she's 7 years old. She is like the most powerful witch that they have seen in like ever, like in centuries. Like usually a witch has like one black jewel that like, I guess it siphons powers. I don't know what the jewels do yet, but this 7-year-old already has obtained like 13 of them, and that's how much like power she has. So I think it holds their power within these. It siphons basically from Sarah J Maas. That's what I'm assuming it's gonna do. Janelle is 7 and Satan is thousands of years old. Like I think he falls in love with her, and I don't like that at all. Like that's gross. I don't think he does it now, but he's gonna raise her, and I think later in the book he does fall in love. But I'm hoping that like she'll obviously grow up. I hope we get a time jump, and I hope that Damien, whatever his name is, Damon and Lucifer are like more into it, because I've just gotten a lot of Satan's POV and I don't like Satan. He's like not a bad guy, he's a good guy. He's telling people like I'm gonna love her, I'm gonna raise her, like she's gonna be my daughter, whatever. But I think he actually falls in love with her. There are so many similarities to Sarah J Maas. Sarah J Maas took elements from this book and then obviously created them as her own, did her own like twist and spin on it, which I appreciate. It's not like just a normal civilian, can do anything about Sarah J Maas plagiarized or not. Like that's all I have to say. So a little update. I'm breaking out a lot right now and I want to cover my face and like not look at the camera, but I'm trying to get better about that. I'm almost on page 100 and I just had this like thought. Each chapter is broken up into different sections. So I'm on section 4 of chapter 3 right now, and each section lasts between 2 to 5 pages. It's feeling like old TV shows or like soap opera-ish. It's like a fade to black into a different place and different set of characters, but it's all happening at the same time. It's weird. It's not like it feels older, but the dialogue is so like choppy and it's like it feels like they're actors, like in a TV show. Like 100 pages in and nothing has happened. Literally nothing has happened. Like no plot development. Hello. You guys, I'm on page 150. It's weird, it's odd. It's not like any book I've ever read before. And I don't know if it's like a sign of the times. There's a little bit of like incest. There's a little bit of pedophilia. There's rapey scenes. Like it's a weird combo of a lot of things that I'm not liking. Our main character isn't even our main character. We've seen her maybe like twice in the whole book. That's not the main character. It's about 3 men. It's about Lucifer, Damien, and Satan. And Satan is their dad. Satan is this old, creepy man who has this weird obsession with Janelle. She's 12 years old now, so there was a bit of a time jump. The magic system is so watered down, I don't understand it. It's very, like I said earlier, it's very soap opera-ish. It's just drama between different characters, and that's all we've gotten so far. I don't know, is this like what Romantasy was? Like, is this what it was? Maybe it's changed now. I know it's changed now from what I've read in modern Romantasy versus this, but it's just weird, and it definitely didn't age well. Like, a lot of these things were problematic even then, and they're problematic now, so I don't know. I'm not getting in a slump because of it, because I'm reading another book right now that I'm loving, but I want to add a third romance book in there. So this one is obviously Romantasy, I guess. I'm reading a historical fiction as well, so I think putting in a romance book in there won't hurt me, and I want to start it for this video. I don't know where my Kindle is. Kindle's downstairs, so I didn't go down to get it, but I got my laptop. I am gonna read a Kennedy Ryan book, because Kennedy Ryan, I have heard nothing but good things about her books, and Before I Let Go has been on my radar for a really long time. So I'm gonna read Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I'm gonna start it in the near future. You guys will see it in the next clip, but I'll do my usual updates. I know nothing about her writing style, so I thought I would really quick. I'm gonna pull up her website and just get to know her as an author. Oh, she's beautiful. She posts a lot, it looks like, on TikTok. I accept all the cookies every time cookies show up, except she's the co-founder of a book auction for autism, dubbed Queen of Hugs by her readers. Ooh, there's a reading order. So I'm pretty sure this book, and from what I've heard from wrap-ups and other booktubers and Bookstagram, is that it's about a married couple who I think are on the outs, and they are trying to rekindle and find that spark of love again. I don't really know. You guys know I don't really read the summaries of anything. Oh, wait, I had just read the summary on Goodreads. That's kind of cute. Yet they're magnets. They're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. It gives me, like, Liz Tomford vibes. I think we've had some good success in this video. Megan Quinn was a good one, and Bishop and I are still duking it out. Can't decide if we like each other or not. And then Kennedy Ryan, I think I'm gonna really like. All right, Brock and I are heading to bookstores. Oh my god, that you look like an alien over there.
You told me last week we couldn't go to another bookstore.
There was a bookstore that I didn't want to go to last week because we already went to 2, and I didn't want to go to a 3rd, and he's mad at me. But I'm taking my book, so I probably could finish today, but I haven't made that much progress because I'm not enjoying it. He wants me to enjoy it so bad. But okay, all right, I'm leaving. We tried a new coffee place here in Colorado Springs called Black Magic. It's actually connected to a hotel. And the aesthetic was beautiful, but the coffee was the worst. Like, I got a latte and it tasted like old milk, and then Brock got a drip and it tasted like Wawa, is what he said. Brock wanted to go to the bookstore. I didn't really want to go, and I only don't want to go because, okay, as I was saying, I only don't want to go to the bookstore very much because the 3 really good ones around us some of them do a good job of like changing the books often, and then some of them don't. So if we go too often, I see the same books all the time, so I like to spread it out. We went to West Side Stories, but they don't switch out books as often, is what I've noticed. So they're like, their rotation isn't as frequent. But I did find Outlander, the big copy, because I have this guy, Mass Market, and I wanted the big one, and I want to read this series next year. That's a goal of mine, is to start this series next year. And Reagan from here on BookTube read the Robin Hobb series that she's read. She just finished it. It's like 16 books, and they had the full Mass Market trilogy. They had the Fool's Errand, which is the Tawny Man trilogy, Fool's Fate, well, Golden Fool, and then Fool's Fate. So I've got the 3, and they're in such good condition for Mass Market, and they're really nice, like, quality Mass Market too. Like, the pages don't feel like Mass Market pages. Well, I'm not gonna read this yet, but I think next year, again, I want to try incorporating a lot of big series next year we're starting the little collection of series that I want to read, but okay. I'm almost done with The Daughter of the Blood, so I'm gonna go finish it right now. I'll come back later tonight with an update.
What a pretty boy. And pretty girl.
And pretty girl.
And pretty girl.
A bad girl, that's what she is.
Look at that orange. This piece of garbage.
It's a real piece of garbage. I was trying to find a page to read to you. Hold on. Hold up. No, turn it off.
Alright, it's off.
The red light's on.
Oh.
I have no words right now. Literally not even put it on my shelf. I'm gonna leave it out and I'm donating that bitch. I'm off to the bookstore with a friend, but I'm gonna unhaul some books. I'm gonna take a few from maybe my TBR cart. Yeah, the rejects from my TBR cart, like books that I know either I just know I won't read or that I've already read and I didn't like them. So, like, I hated this book, so why am I keeping it? Man, I kind of want to read those. Okay, I guess there's... I guess I'm not getting rid of many, but you know what I am getting rid of, and I love how this vlog is about this book, but I am donating these Daughter of the Blood. And I bought the whole trilogy last year discounted from a used bookstore. It was just really bad. And I need to come back with my final review on that, but you guys can probably already tell my feelings about it. I'm back. I went to the bookstore with a friend. I got some coffee, but I wanted to give my final thoughts and update and review on Daughter of the Blood. I gave it 2 stars, 2 out of 5. Like, it was genuinely when it comes to age in a book, I get like A Court of Thorns and Roses. Feyre is 18, right? I'm pretty sure. She's a teenager. And she falls in love eventually with a 1,000-year-old man. I don't care because she's 18, okay? Where in Daughter of the Blood, the main character, who we didn't know much about, we didn't even get much about information about her, we didn't even get a POV from her, she was 12 years old for the rest of the book. So she was like 7 at the beginning of the book. She had a little age, she aged up a little bit, and I thought maybe she would just keep aging, like they would keep going, and maybe in future books they do, but she was 12 the whole time. And the men, Lucifer, who we didn't get much of, he was a slave, and his brother Damien, who is a sex slave and has been for thousands of years, they all have an attachment to this 12-year-old. And their POVs were very uncomfortable at times. Honestly, I'm surprised I finished the book. There were multiple parts where I was like, I need to put this book down because of how gross it is. There were elements of it that I could see in future books it progressing and it getting really good, like plot-wise. But as an author, you can age a character up. You can say she's 18 and it's still, like, the plot, the age had nothing to do with the plot. Like, she could have been 18 and the story would have been so much better. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's like an Anne Bishop thing, like a weird, nasty fetish. Like, it was not good. I do not recommend this book. There might have been Sarah J Maas elements at the beginning and I was like, oh, Sarah J Maas really did take inspo. I still am the biggest Sarah J Maas fan, so I can't say that this is like plagiarism. I do not think it is. No way. This book was completely different from any Sarah J Maas book. Sarah J Maas actually had a magic system and political system, and they were so detailed and explained. My problem is with Anne Bishop, she didn't explain her magic system. Like, I still don't know what Satan is. He was a part of the living dead, but there was no explanation on what the living dead is. I don't know if Satan's even alive. That's how, like, confused I was in this book, because he's, like, a part of hell. So, like, dead people go to him, but he was a part of the living dead, but he was also a priest. Like, it made no sense. Like, this book, there were so many terms that were never explained. So 2 stars, and I don't want to talk about it anymore except for this one review that I read, and I posted it on my Bookstagram, so if you don't follow me on Bookstagram, you can go there. And this one review on Goodreads, I'm going to read it out just a little bit. On one hand, I kept reading because I was so curious about where the story was going. Same. On the other hand, this book made me squeamish and uncomfortable. When reviewers say this book is dark, what they mean is it contains some very unpleasant aspects of violence, rape, incest, and pedophilia. Most of the characters are pretty awful human beings. Women rule men in this world, and they do it with brute force, which leads to some pretty twisted men. It's a dark book because it's gross. I did start before I let go this morning. It was refreshing. you know, I'm on chapter 3, I think. I think I read the first 2 chapters and already loving it. I love the writing style. It opened up with our main male character. I don't remember his name. Is it Isaiah? I don't remember, but he was describing the first time he like really fell in love with our main female character, and I forgot her name as well. I'll get to know them, but I'm enjoying it so far. And if you guys want to see what I got at the bookstore, just like yesterday, so Brock and I went to the bookstore yesterday, and I got the Robin Hobb Tawny series, but you have to read these first, and that's what Reagan said, so I want to start with this. Because I read Daughter of the Blood, and I didn't like it, I want a fantasy and like a redemption. I'm tempted to start it this month, but then that'll change the course of my whole rest of the year TBR, because if I love this, then I have to read the rest of the series. So, update on Before I Let Go, I am 25% of the way through. Yasmin and Josiah are not together. It is technically a second chance romance. They were married, have 2 kids, and they divorced before this book. And now it's like 2 years after the divorce, they're co-parenting, and we're kind of thrown into their life when Josiah is starting to date this woman that he works with. We were just introduced to this man who showed like kind of some interest in Yasmin and like, hey, like, let me get your number, like, let's make this a thing, like, let's go on a date. And she is having like feelings of completely not wanting to, but gonna try to because she needs to move on. And we get Yasmin and Josiah's POV. So when we're in Josiah's POV, we see that he is still really in love with and still misses her, and he wasn't the one who initiated the divorce. Something happened that caused the divorce, where Yasmin was the one who initiated the divorce and kind of caused, quote unquote, caused the strain on the relationship. And I'm not loving it, where Josiah is like, in his POV, he's so in love with her, he's obsessed with her, like he misses her, but he can move on physically, emotionally, and like be attached to another woman, and like that's okay. And then we see Yasmin, who's like in therapy, going through stuff, and she's like, can't even imagine kissing someone else. I don't like that the woman is like in the book is told that it's written in a way where she can't also move on. I don't know. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. It's easy to read too. Like I read 25% in less than a day. Like it's an easy read. So I am enjoying it. I don't think it's a romance. I don't know why or who would categorize this as a romance novel. I don't think it is. It's a story of grief and women's lit, and there's a lot of other things trickled in, which is beautiful. And I'm enjoying that aspect. But to advertise it as a romance seems cheap. Like this is so much more than a romance. But I don't like the narrative where like the girl can't move on. Like she has to be like simping over this man who physically and emotionally has already moved on. I don't know. I'm gonna eat my pretzels and continue reading, but that's how I feel right now. I finished this morning. I know I didn't do as many updates. I feel like I updated a lot more with the other ones. I was crushing this book, like just cruising through. It was such an easy read. And I did enjoy it, and I won't tell my rating just yet. Let me give you guys my thoughts. Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. 1, let's just get out of the way. I will be reading Kennedy Ryan again. I did enjoy the book. There were some things that weren't my favorite in a book like this, but let's go over the things that I really did enjoy. I loved the topics of grief and therapy, and the idea that we're all human and we can make mistakes and we might never be able to heal our past self, but what we can do is move forward and become a better version of ourselves. And with Yasmin, that's what I really saw with her, and I loved her character development, even from the very first chapter. Well, the first chapter was the prologue and Josiah's POV, but the first chapter with Yasmin, and we saw how insecure, upset, and kind of defeated she still was. And then by the end, it was just a complete transformation with her. Now, I did mention earlier how I was kind of bummed that in this scenario, Josiah got to move on. Like, he moved on because he's the male, and like the female in a book has to still be in love with her ex-husband and like has to be obsessing over him and feels like she can't move on. I still feel that way. I don't really love that aspect of this book. Like I wish I don't know what I wish would have happened, but I didn't like the fact that he got to move on. Let me keep talking about the things I do like. I always do that. I sidetrack into other topics. And another thing that I did really enjoy was Yasmin, her friends, and her daughter. I thought the female relationships and her mother and Bird and all of the female relationships in this book really made me happy. I think, you know, Yasmin and Josiah, they had each other. But one of the things that I think really helped Yasmin grow was her development and relationships with her friends. And I enjoyed their friendship and like relationship, and I'm excited to read the next book. Overall, really liked the book. Let me tell you my rating, and then I'll get into the things I didn't like and maybe why it wasn't a 5-star read. I gave it 3.5 stars. And this book is really, really popular and for a lot of really good reasons, and I understand why. And I feel a little bit left out that I didn't feel the same way. I wrote down some notes. I am not a writer. I'm not an author, so I don't really know or understand how pacing works, but I felt like the pacing was off in this book for me. I thought that it was pretty slow to start, then it picked up, then it slowed down, and then it picked up again. And once the smut was introduced, I felt like it cheapened the story. Sex in this relationship seemed like that's all they had going for them. Like they talked about how perfect their relationship was, but really like they only showed it through sex. They were like, our sex is so good. Like this is why we should be together, because we're so attracted to each other and the lust is so heavy, and like this is why I want to get back with you. I didn't like the fact that the sex is what brought them back together. Like they were, it's not a spoiler, like they were married, they're exes, it's a second chance, like they do get back together, but they got back together with sex first. And the whole point of the book, and I thought the whole message was like, oh, we're all going to therapy, we're all grieving, we're all working through this together and growing, and it felt cheap. Okay, the sex scenes were good. I can appreciate some good smut. I liked the smut. But come on, you're telling me how awesome their relationship is, and then they're like, we should get back together just to have sex. Like, I did not enjoy that. It did seem like the foundation of their relationship was sex. I could have done without the smut in this one, just because I loved the healing and the growth and the other expectations of this book. And now, for the final outro of this video, my thoughts and feelings on the 3 authors that I read. Megan Quinn. Let's chat about her. A Not So Meet Cute. Adored it. I thought it was a lot of fun, rom-com-y, and the sex in it was perfect for the 2 characters. I thought that their dynamic and chemistry was great. Megan Quinn is absolutely an author that I will revisit, and I plan to read the 2nd book in that series when I'm in the mood for it. I think rom-com I kind of like to sprinkle here and there. I like more of the serious romance books, and I'm definitely intrigued by some of her other books. Then we have Anne Bishop. She is an author I will not be revisiting, but I think that's the point of this video. Like I went into it with high hopes. Like I was so excited to read Daughter of the Blood. So excited. Highly disappointed me. So I won't be revisiting that series. I actually already donated that book. Like I gave it away. I was like, I'm not interested in keeping it, and I got rid of the whole trilogy. So, but then Kennedy Ryan, before I let go, I will be continuing her series and her books. Like I really did enjoy her writing. That is it for this video. It was a fun one. I'm glad I did it. I was really excited for these 3 books, so I'm glad I got them off of my TBR. I think the point of this video was to find new authors to love, and I did. I found 2 great new authors to love. One, not so much, but that's the point of going out of your comfort zone. You're not gonna always love it. So, see you guys in the next video. If you want to support me, go ahead and like and subscribe. Okay, bye.